All right. Clyde Newsome, of course, of Clyde's Rides. Let's go, Kitties. Hey, Clyde.
How you doing this afternoon?
Dandy. Of course, Clyde Newsome is with us. Ha! What a day already. Man, what is happening over there on your side of town? Hopefully it's as beautiful as it is around here.
Oh, I think it is. I think it is. I'm enjoying the weather, that's for sure. I hope everybody else is also. At least here, we don't get that many days, so we got to take advantage when we can get them this early in the year.
You ain't kidding. All right, so now, questions everybody wants to know, and of course, it's a logical question for people to ask.
Sure.
It's, what is Clyde's Rides?
Well, it's media blasting, parts cleaning. Basically, if you got some rusty parts, I'll make them look like new. I finally got all my equipment in, which I had purchased back in September. Finally got everything home. Almost ready to go. We're almost ready for I'm going to do like a little grand opening thing. Just got a few more things to get, and I'll get the announcement out there and get everybody notified and up to snuff on what's going on. We had to wait and wait and wait, and I tell you what, I grew about 3 beards waiting on them. So, but finally, everything is in place, and it's just getting everything hooked up, and we're almost ready to go. So, and just media blasting, sandblasting, same thing. I like doing a lot of stuff with soda blasting too. That's kind of my little niche. It leaves a little better finish. A lot of guys like that too. It doesn't tear parts up as much. Sometimes you get into some delicate things, and it's a little easier on material and the part also. So that's kind of where we're going with that.
Wait a minute.
I got some sponsors that I want to get in touch with too. I had touched base with them and kind of stayed in touch a little bit, but we're getting close now. So I'm getting excited, and the weather's getting warm. I'm going to be at the track a lot this year. So,
all right,
we're ready.
A couple of things. Did you say soda blasting?
Yes, just baking soda is all it is. They sell couple different grades of it, and it's basically it's environmentally friendly. So that's also a bonus, because you use a lot of it, in the process. So that's good too. So we're not out there killing the grass. Although some of it could go away. I get tired of mowing throughout the summer.
Yeah, but
soda blasting. Yep, nothing more than baking soda. Yep.
That's amazing that it can come out that fast to strip off bad things off your metal.
Right. Sometimes you got to do it in steps to get a lot of some heavy scale off, but it leaves a nice finish, and it just depends on what the customer wants. It's entirely up to them. I can show them some examples and on-hand examples, or I'll have some pictures too, and just kind of whatever they want. I'll help them out. And the parts cleaning part is, when you strip a piece of metal down or something that's rusty, sometimes you'll find a broken weld you couldn't see before, or you'll find even some weld spatter or some nicks in the metal. I'll smooth it out. I'll make it look nice when it leaves. So that's kind of where I put the parts cleaning on there, because some people they'll just blast it and they won't go the extra step to make it look nice. Because when you're doing something like that, a lot of guys have their stuff powder coated or they'll paint it. Well, you want it to look good and you want it to be ready to go when you get it. So that's the extra little step I kind of add in. I'll look it over and take the extra time to do that. Whatever the customer needs, we'll help them out.
We had somebody that was on here a couple of months ago that did that, but he did it with like ice. I mean,
you can dry ice blast. I've heard of that. Yep.
That's weird to me.
That is also a thing too. I've actually seen that in action before. It's pretty neat. There's a couple other things too that you can do that are kind of different, and there's plastic media. A lot of people don't know about that. And, there's just aluminum oxide, glass beads, shot bead, which we've heard about for years, or shot peening, which is actual, small metal shot. So that's kind of a thing of the past now, too. We've kind of moved along from that. But I'm kind of partial to soda myself because it leaves such a nice finish. Now, there is vapor blasting, too, that uses water, and that's a nice process, too. That might be something I might look forward to in the future. But right now, we're gonna work on getting the doors open and seeing some happy customers. That's what I like and enjoy.
Talk about doors opening. All right, so somebody says I have some blasting to be done, but I have this big, huge quarter panel here, or I have this teeny tiny door handle. I mean, which one do you guys handle better?
Either one. I can do either one of them. I have a nice pot blaster, too, where I can go outside, and take care of the bigger projects. I have 2 cabinets right now. I can fit a pretty good size in my larger cabinet. It's a 4-foot square, so I can get a pretty good size part in there. But if it's something I have to do outside, it's not an issue. We can do that, too.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, can people bring car bodies to you?
We can do that, yeah. I'm kind of looking forward to doing that maybe in the future here, the sooner the better, as soon as I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
But definitely, that would be something that's totally possible.
Okay, because
like
we want
a frame or a trailer, yes. Or there's a couple different avenues that I'm looking at too. So I'm not going to try to just centralize myself around automotive, because I think I can apply this to a couple other things I'm looking into.
Like what?
And I would love to say, hey, I'm able to do it, but I want to make sure I can do it before I say, yeah, I can do it. Well, I don't like to do that. I like to be 100% before I say, yeah, I can do it.
But if you were thinking about something, what besides automotive would you be thinking of doing?
Well, this is just one thing that I kind of ran past myself the other day. A lot of people like to redo their cabinets in their home. Well, they spend a lot of time stripping them. I think I can strip them in about 2 hours, a whole kitchen.
Wood?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Put them in the cabinet. We'll just do a light blast on them and strip them right down.
Yeah.
Glass etching. That's also something I'm kind of looking at too. A lot of people don't do that anymore, but I've had quite a bit of interest in it lately. So I'm looking at maybe perfecting that too.
Yeah,
a lot of people like to do that, and it's something of the past that, well, hey, if I get asked about it, well, there's some curiosity there, and it might be something I can do easily. So we're going to look down that avenue also.
It's amazing to me because you were talking about the thing about the kitchens, and we've seen one of the things that I dread, absolutely positively dread, when I see a kitchen, and you see where they painted it, but it looks like they did no prep work on it, or it's the 4th layer, right. But you hate
right.
that 4th layer, and so it's like, then you look and see how much it costs to put on new facing, and that's a ton. So I never thought of blasting. That's a great idea.
Right? That's just something that my friend gave me that idea. One of my friends I graduated college with, he had called me and he said, I've just been spending so much time stripping my cabinets, and I was like, I could have probably saved you some time on this. So we're gonna look down that alley. I know people are a little particular, especially about their kitchen cabinets, but that's definitely something that I think I can do and save people some time and money.
Yeah, but how? And
that's a little ways from drag racing, but hey.
Yeah, everybody's got a kitchen. Not everybody's got a car.
That is true. That is true. Everybody spends time in the kitchen. Some, myself included, a little more than others. But
but we're thinking about what would you use? Would you use soda on that?
Depending on the cabinet material, if it's hardwood, sure. I think we could get away with that. And it's basically just the air pressure is what's going to control, because you don't want to tear the wood up and have to sand on it again. That kind of defeats the purpose. So just a little experimentation and a couple different surfaces, and I think we'll be fine. So if anybody's got any cabinets they want to bring me, maybe even mail them to me from Sweden if they're listening in.
Yeah.
We'll see what we can do.
It's phenomenal. I've never heard that. And the races to the Swift, I mean, you hit them where nobody's at, and that's brilliant. I've never heard of that. That's
right.
Yeah, because man, it's one of those things where you sit down with your Diet Orange Faygo and you go, that makes sense. How did nobody figure this one out before? But figuring out before. Go ahead.
I like to plant a seed sometimes and watch it grow. Maybe somebody else will get on board now, or maybe I'll get a call and say, "Hey, let's get this going. Let's give it a shot." All right, I'm all in.
Yeah, because you could fit just about any cabinet door in your box, right?
Yes. Yep. Either cabinet that I have, I should be able to. Most cabinet doors will fit in there. But yeah, the larger one of the two, I can fit. I think any cabinet door in there. Maybe not a closet door, but hey. We'll start with cabinets first.
Yeah, but I mean, over there, obviously at Clyde's Rides and Cabinetry, I mean, how long would this take to do if you had like 8 cabinet doors? I mean, would this be like an all-week kind of thing, month thing?
No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't take very long. I could strip one cabinet door if it's roughly 30 by 30. I can strip that down in a matter of under 10 minutes.
Wow.
It goes quick. That's why I said I think I could do, and this is just roughly, I think I could do the average kitchen in probably 2.5 to 3 hours. I think I could get it done.
Wow.
So it's saving people time. It'd be a quick turnover. Depending on how busy I am at the time.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
It'd be a quick turnover, and they wouldn't have to spend weeks doing it. So. They might save a little money doing it on their own, but I think the grief they're going to have, I think they'd be happy to let me do it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Because for those people that have to use, for anybody that's done an antique table, and I hate antiques for this reason, part one, is that you have to put on the icky stripper on it, and that stuff that smells, and you got to use the rubber gloves, and then you got to use the little putty knife to get the crap up. And then it looks like hell,
right.
And then you got to use how many different versions of sandpaper, and then that looks like hell, and then you just go to Home Depot and buy a new one, and it's like, okay, 10 minutes. I mean, obviously these are ballpark times and things because we never really did one, but I mean, if you can get a pretty good estimate.
I've experimented a little bit, but there's always, each one is going to present a different situation, but I've experimented a little bit, so. It strips quick.
It's phenomenal. And the funny thing is, and we go back to it, what got you interested in doing this?
This is a road I started down in 2007. I was looking at my business license the other day, and it was dated 07, January of 07. And I'm like, geez, I was like, I might as well get busy doing this or just quit. So I bought some equipment, and here we go. It's something I've always wanted to do. I like taking something that's rough and making it look new again and giving it new life. That's the joy I get out of it. And it doesn't matter what it is. Hey, automotive, cabinetry, whatever. I just like seeing something old look new, or just, seeing a happy customer take something away that they love, and I just I'd like that aspect of renewing something that's old or giving it new life. That's the joy I get out of it.
All right, so sooner or later, Clyde's Rides is going to have some kind of Facebook page or website or something, won't they?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook, actually, under Clyde's Rides, and I've been putting a few more things out there, just kind of giving a few little updates and stuff. So I will do something really nice when we get ready to open here, which hopefully within the next couple of weeks here, we should be ready to go. I just want to make sure all my T's are crossed, I's dotted. Maybe I'm a little bit too particular sometimes, but that's where I'm at with it. So.
Well, I know that you were waiting forever last time that we touched base.
Oh yes, yeah. I was ready to pull what's left of my hair out, and that wouldn't take me very long. So.
Yeah.
That might be part of the reason there's not much left too. So.
All right. So where's?
But no, we're good there. But if you look at Facebook, it's just Clyde's Rides, and you can follow me on there too.
So,
or send me a like on Facebook, and sometimes I'll link it over to it too, and I try to keep everything updated.
Job well done. I mean, where are you located in case people have to drop by and say hi to you?
I'm in Eaton Rapids.
Eaton Rapids?
Yep. It's actually it is from the Onondaga Dragway, from the tower to my shop there is 9 miles exactly.
And somehow, some way, you measured that out, did you?
Oh yeah, I've driven it many times.
Wow.
I usually get to the tower a little bit late myself sometimes in the morning, so I got to know how far it is to calculate how much coffee I need to make the ride there. So you do a couple mathematical figures, and away you go.
Well, of course, by now you probably recognize Clyde's voice as being part of Clyde and Levi's show that was over there at Onondaga last year, SLOAN Onondaga Dragway. And now we get to see... It was an unusual situation that happened. Everybody said, all right, look, let's all do solo albums here for a little bit.
Well, maybe.
Yeah, see, and that's the reason why we always put the question mark next to formally of, and it's like, formally?
Well, you know what? I spoke with Woody today on the phone, and I'll be doing some announcing out there, definitely. I'll definitely be there announcing for the Gasser event.
Hello.
And we got a couple other dates there, too. So...
Okay, so first of all, people are asking, where is Woody?
That, I don't know. I talked to him on the phone. He didn't give me a location.
That guy, I'm telling you, you know, and the way he talks, you know, I'll get back to you in a couple of weeks. Okay, great. You know, waiting on you, son.
I know they've been at the Dragway. I drove by the other day. I had to come to Lansing, so I kind of went the long way around and drove by, and they were out there. They were out there working on a few things. So what, I don't know. I didn't have time to stop and chat, but I know they've been out there working. So
yeah, I was going to say, working on what? I mean, just clearing brush, I would assume. No,
I don't know. The canopy was still up, so I couldn't see inside the fence. I could just see a couple vehicles, so I know they were there, and. I did, like I said, I didn't have time to stop and chat right away, but I did talk to Woody on the phone today, so I will be out there doing some announcing. And I'm, you know, if there's anybody else has any of the other dragways, Milan, Lapeer, I see they had an ad out too, maybe for some grudge race announcing. Hey, I'm available. You know, send me a message. Let me know. I'll work something out if I can. You know, I'm not just tied to one dragway. Onondaga is my home track. You know, it's 9 miles from my shop too, so back to that.
Yeah.
But I'm not tied to one dragway. You know, I'll do some announcing for for anybody. That's I'm out there available. So, and I do love the older events like that. You know, my favorite thing to announce for is the Gassers. You know, I love that, and I love the old style, and I like to use my voice for that. It's my favorite to announce right there. Well, there's all the nostalgia racing like that.
I mean, what are they expecting that day? Because we just had it from the Great Lakes Gassers, you know, that they're going to be there that day, and we thought, you know, that'd be a great twofer that we could visit Onondaga, say hi to the place. Because Woody's, right. It's unique that Woody's phone, no matter anytime you call it, the mailbox is full.
It's always full. I have not, you know what, I've known him, almost 2 years now, and it's been full for 2 years, so I don't know. It's just luck of the draw.
I mean, he's
on the phone a lot.
Oh, I bet you he is. You know,
it's always ringing.
Oh yeah, I mean, we got to talk to that young man. I mean,
I told him today. I said, you know what? You need just a phone operator, and that way you can get your call screened before you get them, and you won't be hassled by it.
Yeah, but I mean, everybody is looking forward to that, Clyde, because they're going, all right, it's the only race, you know, the only drag strip that really hasn't announced a damn thing. They announced, you know, a flea show and a couple of shows, and that takes you to about May, but nothing.
Right. He said they would get a schedule out in the next couple of weeks when I spoke with him today, because, you know, I told him, I said, well, people are going to ask, you know, so
yeah,
he's like, well, you know, give it a couple more weeks, we'll get something out there. Okay. But for now, you know, the swap meet is coming up on the 23rd of April. And that's just in a couple weeks on Saturday. Hopefully the weather cooperates. And then I know the Gassers are coming up too. So in between there, I think there might be a pour your own puddle event too. I'd have to look at the date on that. It just kind of escapes me right now without looking at it. But it's moving.
Yeah, because I know that Detroit Hood has a couple of events going on this year. And we saw that the Gassers were there, and the Gassers on that track is always fun, you know.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But, my God, that's a lot. Go ahead.
It's an older track, and it's just nostalgia at its best, I guess.
Yeah, I mean it's a drag strip stripped down. I mean it is what it says it is, and that's it. You don't get a carousel ride. You don't get a flambe, or you don't have some Italian chef running around there or anything. But you do get is packed houses. I mean, you do get a unique perspective, because you can go anywhere on that track, and I mean anywhere, and you can get a good seat. We've said that many times. There's not really a bad seat in the house. You can back up to the fence all the way down. You can see pretty much everything there. It's that is the one of the best things there. There's not a bad seat. Yeah,
so
I mean,
it makes it nice for the fans, spectators, and there's always a fence. There's always room on the fence for everybody, and that makes it nice. That's one of the things that we always enjoyed too, and and just communicating with the fans there too from the tower. That was one thing that we always enjoyed.
And they were packed there too. I mean, they do have one food truck there that we remember that was there in case you guys are hungry or you're in a windstorm or something.
Right. He's always there. I think he's on board for this year too. I don't know. Now sometimes we've had others in the past too. They're available. Hopefully that'll continue. So
yeah, and
I'm definitely looking forward to getting back in the announcing booth too. I've been kind of antsy this year. I'm antsy.
It's almost interesting, Clyde, that everybody this year is like, let's go. Because not only did you come off of 2 COVID years, but with how many years that speaking of for Onondaga, SLOAN Onondaga Dragway, that wasn't open, and now that I don't think there's a not open, God, bad English us, track in Michigan. Everybody is all open. With Onondaga being the biggest question mark of them all, and now who's putting together the schedule?
I'm not sure on that one. That's a question you'd have to ask Woody himself. The ever elusive Woody. We'll put it that way.
No kidding. Good Lord. I mean, really, if the CIA...
I haven't talked to him that much either. I've only talked to him twice this year, so... And earlier today, and he had contacted me about a month and a half ago also. So other than that...
like we're going to say, if the CIA needs an agent who can be slippery enough to get past everybody for a long time, look up Woody SLOAN, wouldn't you? That guy is the master of not being there, but that's okay. Everybody, if you meet Woody, you know exactly what kind of, he's in the palm and a shake of the hand and let's just run kind of thing. Because what we're trying to do is we're trying to get word back to him is that, seeing you guys up there at the Gasser event is our number one kickoff event for our season of places that we're broadcasting from. And it's like, psst, hey, Woody, anybody home? We don't want to run into a situation where you're not expecting company, so to speak. Been there, done that.
Right.
So we want to make sure that they're coming up because Great Lakes Gassers are always a bunch of fun guys, and they had a wild time last year, over there.
It's a great event. They always put on a good show, and if you love the Gassers and enjoy that and nostalgia, come out and watch them. They will go outside their means to put on a good show.
Yep. Absolutely.
And that's what we always liked about them too. If something's not working or something or other, or even if someone breaks, someone else will come up and race the other person that broke just to put on a show for the fans. And that's dedication, and that's what we like to see at the Dragway, because that's why the fans are there, and that's what they appreciate is that, that's what makes it happen.
Yeah, that's coming up in May, too, so that's hopefully the weather will be a little bit more stable, but, May weather in Michigan.
Like today, I'd take that in a heartbeat, but...
Come on, kids.
We'll keep our fingers crossed. We're not going to jinx it. We got a little bit of a month to go, so yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's a long time in Michigan. Good God.
Right.
6 hours is a long time.
We could totally cycle through summer and be right back in the winter by then, so.
Yeah, that's true too. Hey, you know, I was just, and David just handed us a note. If you have, and again, we'll read this, paraphrase it. Clyde's Ride's going to be at PRI this year?
Yes, I'm going to try to be there. I'm going to try to get a spot so I can get my name out there a little bit more. If I can't do that, I will be there. Either I will be there either way. Hopefully, Clyde's Rides will be there.
Yeah, thank God.
I looked into that last year, and I wasn't ready by far from ready to go this past year. But
yeah.
I'm gonna do my best to get a booth down there and get set up and just get the word out. And I like talking with everybody, and I like helping them out too, and doing some follow-up work. That's part of the fun for me.
Man, that's going to be a long weekend for you, because really, who's going to be... I mean, what are you going to do? Bring a couple of boxes with you and then attempt to set them up and then be on your feet from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and away you go?
Oh, it's a long day either way.
Ooh.
If you're spectating or have a booth, it's a long day either way. But I occupy my time. I like to talk to people and just enjoy it and do my best with it. But yeah, it'll be a long day.
Wow. Yeah.
We'll see what we can do. That's something I've always wanted to do, and I'm gonna do my best to see if I can get it to work out for us this year.
Yeah, but are you going to be able
Definitely.
to fit all that stuff in your car?
Well, we'll see. Maybe we could do something on a small scale, but I got a little idea in my head of kind of what I want to do. So if we could just do something on a small scale, just to kind of make it fun, but. We'll see what happens. Yeah,
but the wildness is that you can actually now go to, like, the Novi Home and Garden Show. You know, people with their cabinetry. Come on by.
Right. That's something I'm pursuing. I'm definitely going to, like I said, I had just a crazy idea I had off the top of my head. I'm like, that's something else I can do. It's just to help people out. Hey, let's do it.
If you could perfect that, Clyde... there's a lot of people that do media blasting, a lot of people, but there's some folks in there. But I've never heard anybody do cabinetry. That's amazing.
Now the word's out.
Yeah, really. Now everybody and their brother's going to try to do this. Yeah, but I mean,
people in Sweden are going to be capitalizing on my idea.
Yeah,
there might be some royalties in that. I might have to get some out of it.
You're going to see some folks in Stockholm, like, holding up, a 30 by 30. Look how well this did. Thank you. Amazing. Right. An amazing thing. I mean, we should, you said something about your sponsor, or you kept in touch with sponsors. Like who? I mean, we should probably say something, shouldn't we?
Right. Well, I talked to the guys at Bipolar Racing, and they do a lot of the pour your own puddle stuff. I've been kind of in contact with them. Hopefully I can still get on board with a little sponsorship from them. I'd love to see my name on some of their cars and, trailers and stuff too. A couple of the other racers out there, I'd like to get my name on their cars too, because they go, all over the country and race. So, hey, why not see Clyde's Ride stuck on the side of one of their cars? So.
Yeah. I mean, but now you got to come up with a logo. Now you got to come up with stickers.
Right.
Now you got all kinds.
James won the big tire event at one of the races we had out at the For Your Own Puddles there at Onondaga. I talked to him. I talked to him at PRI, and every once in a while I'll shoot him a message. Hey, I'm still working on it. We'll get that logo stuck on your ride here pretty soon. So he's a great guy. I spent some time there at PRI, like I'd mentioned with him, and he's always stayed in contact. So hopefully I can get him on board with me too to help get the word out.
It's phenomenal. It really is. I mean, everybody else has a chassis shop, or they have a like an engine shop or something, but I don't know anybody that thought 360 enough to do media blasting to encompass all kinds of things. And we're talking that you can also do, I mean, the typical motorcycle stuff. I'm sure that would fit in your realm, wouldn't it? All right.
Oh, sure. That's definitely an aspect. I got to get the word out for those guys too. They do a lot of builds too, and a lot of frames and parts to clean up. That's great. I'm more than happy to help that crowd out also. Yeah. So any of the events and stuff, I'm going to be doing some announcing this year. Hopefully I can get in at a couple other tracks and do some events and help them out too. But I'm going to be at the track a lot this year, and it's just going to be, promoting, CLYDE iRADIO and getting some blasting out there and helping people out. That's what I'm mainly going to be trying to do at the track, and see what's available and see what's out there and see what people think. Just kind of shake the tree, so to speak.
Yeah, we just got a message.
And it doesn't matter, even snowmobile racing. I know they have a series at Central Michigan Dragway that race up there. That's the same aspect. So.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of something that would stump you, something that you could not sandblast that went, forward, like something on wheels. I mean, even if Granny has one of those battery-powered Amigos with a little, basket in front, and she's like,
Hey, even if she wants her Hoover repainted, we'll strip it down and I'll paint it any color she wants.
Yeah.
Or better yet, she can paint it. I'll strip her Hoover down, or Eureka, or whatever. It doesn't matter.
So
Kirby, hey, they had a lot of old Kirbys. I could soda blast that Kirby and polish it out and look brand new.
So listen up, Meyer Thrifty Acres, with those little go-go karts that you have that are looking awfully shabby. You know what?
If you see me at PRI with a shiny Kirby, I'm after that market.
Yeah.
Look how well this polished up.
Yeah. Dear Kroger, your baskets look shabby as hell, in my opinion, and they could use a quick little blast to get the chromie back out so they look nice again.
You can just send them out and re-chrome them, and away they go.
Jeez, you wouldn't even have to re-chrome them after you get done with them.
No, they'd be shiny.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So either you could replace one of those damn things that costs an arm and a leg. It's incredible how much a grocery cart costs. But then they put the 5-cent wheels on them, and they're always misaligned or whatever. How they get so screwed up, I'll never know. But if
you can find one that's got 4 good wheels, you found a pot of gold at that grocery store.
Amen, brother. But so that's what we're saying. Listen, if it's got, if you can get it to CLYDE's place, check out CLYDE. We don't do commercials here, nor shall we. But CLYDE comes across as you're hearing him right now, as one of the most sincere guys who puts his name on what he does. And sometimes that's just kind of like something that they put on the end of commercials and stuff. But CLYDE would actually, die before he sent out anything crummy, I'm assuming. Isn't that correct, CLYDE?
That is true. Very true.
Yeah.
It's a representation of your, and of you. And if it's not good, there's not going to be happy customers. And you know what? Bad news spreads like wildfire. Good news, well, you might get a couple good shout outs. But yeah, you definitely have to take care of your customer and make sure they're happy.
Yeah, and so
we'll go that extra mile. If they're not happy, we'll do it. We'll try it again.
Especially
you just have to listen to them and see what they want and tell them what's available. If you can't help them out to exactly what they need, help them out. Find somebody else. That's customer service in my book. If you can't meet their needs, find somebody for them that can. That's truly helping a customer. Now, don't just send them out the door. Find somebody that can help them out.
See, it's one of those. CLYDE's one of those guys, and I don't think we're going too far off here, that you see in those Hallmark movies, that helps get the lady's horse unstuck out of the snow, even though it's snowing like crazy and everybody else is warm.
I did that this winter, actually.
I knew you would. I knew you would. How did you get all right, we'll bite. In the few seconds that we got left, tell us the story.
I was out riding my snowmobile after that big snow that we had first got.
Yeah.
And I was out there for probably 3 hours riding around by myself. I'm like, see, surely somebody else is going to be out here. I give up. I go home. I'm like, okay, we're going to go get something to eat. I head out down the same road I just came up. There's a guy stranded on a snowmobile. So I drove by him, and I kind of was like, well, let's turn around and see, because it's cold. It was 9 degrees outside.
Wow.
I turned around, and he needed help. I said, okay, I just live down the road, less than a mile. I'll grab some tools, I'll come back, and we'll get you going. So that's what we did.
It's an amazing thing. And then would you charge the guy $500 for this?
Well,
Okay, $250.
Oh, there we go.
However.
No, I didn't charge him. Just I don't mind helping him. It was fun just to get to talk to him. I asked him. I said, "Hey, where were you? 15 minutes ago. I was just through here, 3 times."
What kind of, before people ask, what kind of snowmobile do you have?
It's a Polaris. Don't get too upset, people out there. Nothing fancy.
So it's time to put the wheels on it and take it to Central Michigan or take it to Mid-Michigan Motorplex?
We have other toys, too, to play with, so...
Really?
Well, I have my Mustang, too, and, they've got a, there's a quad we can ride around, too, and I even have a mini bike that I toy around on, too. It sounds like a Harley, so I call it my small hog, but...
Yeah, but now, see, you can take that Polaris up to, like we were saying, Central or Mid-Michigan. I mean, I'm sure that William Alexander and his crew would love to have you up there.
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean, who else knows snowmobiles, and what an easy thing to talk and say, that snowmobile that you have over there, it looks like it could use a little bit of dusting up there. Here's my card.
Right. Yep. The soda's real easy on aluminum, so that kind of helps that too, because there's a lot of aluminum on the snowmobiles, and it's it's a little gentler process, so you can't just rip into some aluminum with some thin aluminum like that with some heavy grit media.
Look like one of those Three Stooges videos where they're just like cutting.
Oh yeah, they sandblast it and come out, and it's just nothing but just just full of holes. So.
It's just down to the track.
Right.
Oh, prepare to run, Clyde.
Right.
Anyways, what did we not cover? Is there anybody else that we need to say hi to before we leave?
I can't really think of anybody we haven't spoke about. I was just listening in to the geriatric race team. That was great.
Oh, they're fun as hell. They really are. I mean, really, we should add you into the Hall of Fame there. I mean, between yourself and, again, Johnny Rotten, John Densky, probably Jen Beagle, and definitely Chip and Chuck. There is a handful of people like yourself that are the best cheerleaders, are the best ambassadors for drag racing, for people who may not know much about them, because there's some people, kind of like football, that they want to keep it to themselves, and they talk about 660 times, and they talk about reaction times, and how much fuel flow they have, whereupon which you yourself, and especially proofs in the pudding, when you were at SLOAN, it would talk to the audience, would engage the audience, would tell them what's going on to make sure, and you didn't make anybody feel dopey, especially first time around, and that's huge for getting people to come back, Well,
I like to get people interested. If they had a good time, I'd love to see them come back. That's what keeps people coming in the gate and puts fans in the stands. I've said that since the beginning. That's what it's all about. Having a good time, putting fans in the stands, and seeing your racers happy. They'll always come back.
Well, if you can't make it to the SLOAN Onondaga Dragway, as far as we know, if we find the mysterious Woody to make sure that we get this 100%, it's at CKiW iRADIO 76. We'll be broadcasting live from the SLOAN Onondaga Dragway at the Gasser, whatever they're calling it, Great Lakes Gasser Meet or whatever, and that's coming up, I do believe, in May sometime, and you're going to hear calling the race, and we're going to make sure that he's broadcast to all those 74 countries that we have the power in. You will hear Clyde Newsome call a race, one of the finest guys around, and I'm telling you, it's time well spent when you hear Clyde call the race. So, stay tuned. We'll have more about that on our Facebook page as it comes up. All right. Clyde, Jeezel, Pete, thanks so very much for hanging on. I do appreciate that.
Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it. I think I love drag racing almost as much as you guys.
If not more. Yeah, Clyde's Rides.
If not more.
Clyde's Rides. Oh, wait, can that be? Clyde's Rides is where you want to go.
Just look us up on Facebook.
Yeah.
I'm on there.
And it's not a funny spelling. It's Clyde's Rides.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
So it's Clyde Newsome. Thanks an awful lot, sir.
Thank you.
We appreciate you having on. We'll see you.
Thanks, everybody, for tuning in and giving us a listen. I really appreciate it.
You love this guy. Thanks, Clyde. Bye now.
Yep, goodbye.